Hello there, vinyl community and YouTube. JorgenS here. It has been a really rainy afternoon, so good to sit here in a warm apartment and do some videos. I have two things on my mind today. I'm going to do some reviews of records that I bought during the year and most of all this past couple of months. I've done that before, so I felt it was good now when I've been listening to many records. So it was time to review them and give some recommendations and tell which record that wasn't all that good. So a little reviewing of past spinning records that I've been listening to. And I'm also going to do a couple of shout-outs. I'm going to do shout-outs to Bruce, Fear No Art, to Paul, Baraka P. Dub, to Jenny, B-Sides. You tried to contact me for a meeting with camera. And I missed it because it's a little bit new this with the confrontation through the camera, so you have to bear with me. But the problem is that I don't check my YouTube mail all that too much. My normal mail is the Hotmails. So I'm going to do better checking Yahoo mail. I promise. I missed that one. I hope that we can get together later on. I'm very much interested in doing that. Bear with me. If it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with being snob or anything. I'm a little bit new to all this still. Reviews, yes. One more shout out also to Rob Paniques. You wanted to know what I thought about this one. Isaac Hayes' album Live at the Sahara Tahoe that I bought this past summer with the interesting sleeve. Haven't listened to the full album, but almost the full album, and I think this is a really great album. It is really funky. I love the orchestra. It's really awesome orchestra. I think that he sings really good. Especially I like his talkings between the songs and theme from Shaft. Magnificent version that it starts with, and Come On, Light My Fire is Doors version, of course. Never Can Say Goodbye, great version. And I really like this album very much. It is really awesome, funky soul concert, worth every penny. So highly recommended. The problem where I'm going to put them. Here is an album I also bought this summer in the city of Hudiksvall. This is Barney Kessel and the album Blue Soul from 1968, released in 1975. The recordings are from 68. This one was a little risk taker. I wasn't all that sure how good this would be. But it turned out to be a really great jazz album. There are some great songs here with Hammond organ. Steve Gray is the organist, and the only thing I'm missing is that they could have written out the entire personnel, because several of the tracks it says here Barney Kessel with various personnel including, and then they mentioned Jimmy Ross at the piano and Teddy Edwards at the tenor saxophone. I was hoping that they could write out which all of the members are. But it is a great album. They played well together. Barney Castle really good. Shuffling, the start song of this album, is really good. Also like On a Clear Day very much. So this one is highly recommended. Great 60s swing, of course. This one I bought this spring actually. Chaka Khan and Naughty from 1980. One of the first albums that she did with Arif Mardin, that would produce her for most of the 80s. Arif Mardin here is more soul than the 80s disco they was more known for later in his career. But this is a really great album. Maybe not the absolute best Chaka Khan album. There are some that I would rank as even higher than this one. But it is a really great album, Chaka Khan album. Has some really great songs like Move Me No Mountains, So Naughty, Too Much Love. So she sings very good, and it is somewhere between little early 80s funk and have some 70s vibes in it. Squeeze, coming now to a couple of albums that I wasn't all that satisfied with, that disappointed me, and this one was one of them. Squeeze with Sweets from a Stranger from 1982. This one, well, I was very disappointed. Why? Because it was uninteresting. It was so produced. It's melodies that went in here and out here. It wasn't anything that I felt like that did me anything. So I feel like I'm going to start with Squeeze more from the 70s. I'm not giving up on Squeeze. I still have heard several songs that are good, but they're not from this album. It was a pretty boring album that didn't do me anything, so this one is not staying in my collection. And the one so far during this year that I'm most disappointed by is this one by Peaches and Herb, Twice the Fire. I bought last summer the album before this, Too Hot, and it's a fantastic soul album that I love very much, that I also wrote about in my blog today, in Swedish then. And I was having high hopes for this one, but it was very much boring. It didn't have half of the great production and melodies that Too Hot had. It was pretty boring produced. The melodies was lacking of hit feeling. It lacked of the fantastic sound that the Too Hot album had. So I still think that Peaches and Herb have some great albums, but this one was a huge disappointment. I don't think that this one will stay in my collection, unfortunately. This one was a little surprise. I bought this one for pretty cheap price, but it turned out to be a really interesting album. This is Olivia Newton-John and Soul Kiss from 1985. This could be good, this could be bad. I like the single Toughen Up. So it was for that I bought it, but it was very great produced by John Farrar, an Australian producer. But it was great and intelligent melodies. They have really managed to do interesting and great melodies and refrains for Olivia, and interesting produced. Some low points, but most of all a very, very well made and intelligent and smart 80s pop album. I'm not going to see what I'm going to take next. This one I can take. I also bought this past summer. Moose Allison and Moose Alive, an 80s live album. Also an album that I liked very, very much. I was a little bit hesitating because it was a very late Moose Allison, but I loved live jazz, and Moose Allison, Stan Gilbert and Mel Lee plays very well together. Moose Allison sings in most of the tracks, and he does it very, very good. The trio plays very well. It's a nice piano trio album with a lot of singing. I love Love for Sale, great song, smashed, and Since I Fell for You. So there are some really, really great tracks here. So highly recommended. Moose Allison recorded live at the Lighthouse in Hermosa Beach in California. Finally, take this one, Adam Lee, Adam 87. I know that you like this woman, Sheena Easton, and her album You Could Have Been With Me. Once again, Sheena Easton surprises me. This was a very, very good album. Maybe not as strong as this 1984 album that I showed in a previous album review, but this one was really, really great 80s radio pop. Nothing more, nothing less. It was very relaxing, but not complicated at all, but still very well made, very, very relaxing, and I liked this one. It was well produced, and was she sang very well, and the melodies really worked actually. So I like this one pretty good, very, very good. So with that, I hope that you have enjoyed my little reviews and that you found something that caught your interest. Until next time, I hope that you all have a very nice continuing of the week, and so long.